Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to In the Booth. I'm Shawn Booth. And to my left today, in the hot seat, ladies and gentlemen, she is wearing some white Converse, blue jeans that are about 3 inches above her Converse. She's got a white undershirt, V-cut with a white overshirt buttoned down, tied up, tucked in, and she's wearing a hat. I have never seen this lady wear a hat before. The hat says, country. What's that middle word?
Wow, it says country and western.
Country in western. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for CapCat.
CapCat. I thought for sure you were going to say hat cat.
Be honest with me.
Okay.
Do you feel pressure now coming here with what you're wearing? A little bit?
I do. I wouldn't know. Pressure is not the word, but I do think like, what's Shawn going to call me today? I do think that, yes, when I get dressed.
You got to put some effort into it now.
No, but I still look like this. But I thought today for sure I'd just be hat cat because that seems to write itself. But seeing as you struggled to read the 3 words on my hat, maybe rhyming is not on the plate today. That's okay. We're going to get through it.
Hat cat or CapCat? CapCat rhymes.
Yeah, no, that's not how rhyming works. Alliteration. You got that one. There we go. Yeah. Alliteration.
All right. Well,
Love
here
it.
we are. CapCat, we're back in the saddle. It's been a fun couple weeks here. Hopefully you guys at home are having a good day. Maybe it's Monday morning, you're driving to work. Maybe you're coming home from work. Maybe you're on your couch watching YouTube, eating some Doritos, wherever you are. We appreciate you. We love you. Thanks for the support. Make sure you give us the ratings, all the stars, any of the stars that you want. Follow us on all the social media channels. And here we go, getting into it. Something that I'm having a tough time with right now, struggling with, and it's driving me nuts. It's my tooth.
Oh, I was waiting for where the end of that sentence was going.
Yeah, I got a problem going on with my front tooth here. I got it kicked out in soccer. I also knocked it out rollerblading. I also knocked it out on a beer bottle at Honky Tonk Central. It's a true story. So this tooth has been through it. And so I had to get it's called not a crown. What's it called?
A veneer?
Not a veneer. It's a permanent rod that goes in there now. All right. Okay. So this is like a big deal. They had to do it in November. They got to set the rod in the gum and they put a fake one on. So it's fake. You have to wait for it to settle for a few months because the rod needs to make sure it's nice and tight. Mm-hmm. And then you get a new permanent one. Now it's an implant. That's what it's called. Okay. So I went back to get the permanent one and they said something's wrong with it. So they took it off and then they said, this one's not going to work. We have to go through the whole process again. So I have to go through this whole damn process again. I paid $5,000 for the implant in November. Probably gonna have to pay for it again just to get this thing fixed. So that's where I'm at today, SamCat.
Is it painful?
Yeah, it's starting to hurt at the top.
Yikes. Yeah. I mean, anything that has to do with teeth really freak me out. I could never be a dentist. I don't know. The thought of
Go on.
The thought of putting a rod in your gums. Oh God, that doesn't give you the heebie-jeebies?
It does. It's a weird profession to get into. I always wonder why people want to do that. Obviously, it's a great salary. Yeah, Johnny Manziel.
I watched that last night.
So did I. Hey, high five.
Look at us.
Pretty wild. So I guess that's probably the primary reason of going into dentistry.
Making money?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Unless you just want to spend time
in people's mouths.
You can just do an OnlyFans if you want to do that.
My God. Canceled.
Anyways, moving on. We went on a hike the other day.
Where is this going?
Me, SamCat, our friend Carmen. And before the hike, we ate some chocolate.
We did.
And the chocolate contained a little bit of psilocybin.
Sure did.
And if you haven't heard, psilocybin, it's not like, well, I guess it depends on how much you ingest. It has a hallucinogenic attribute to it, right? Is that the right word?
Sure, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think so.
You can hallucinate if you eat enough mushroom chocolate, or you can microdose it.
Yes.
And it's becoming very prevalent in the world today. There's a lot of people microdosing, helps with anxiety, helps with depression. And just helps on hikes if you want to go out and enjoy the nature.
Agreed.
And I do it every now and then. Was that your first time?
That was my first time.
Your first time.
First timer.
So how'd you feel?
I Okay, when we were hiking, I feel like as I was moving, I didn't really notice much of an effect other than just being kind of calm and giggly and just floating, if you will. But when I stood still, I felt like I could feel the effects of it more, but it's like a vibration from within. It's definitely different than eating like a weed edible, which is my vice of choice. So it was different. But I do have to say, I texted Carmen when we got home because I was like, does this make you emotional? I don't know if it does or if I was just having an emotional day. I'm not sure, but I was feeling some type of way scrolling on the internet once I got back home because I feel like I was still buzzing when I got home. It's a longer lasting feeling than I had expected, or maybe it just took longer to hit me because I ate way more than you and Carmen.
Yeah, maybe that's the issue.
You peer pressured me. Once I had digested it, we stopped at that little bench and you were like, come on, SamCat. So I was like, whatever, I don't have to drive. Just popped another one. So I feel like maybe I staggered my intake so my lasting effect was longer.
Okay. Yeah. I've had it a handful of times. I've never felt like I've felt way worse and way more head high if I've taken a brownie or a weed cookie. Like those hit me way harder than these do. These just make me feel good. It's like it releases some serotonin in you.
I agree.
It's just like a feel good. Vibration is kind of an accurate thing where you feel inside of you.
Yeah.
But it's not like I can't operate or I don't want to like, if I want to eat everything or just laugh all the time. It's not like a weed high.
No. And I was going to say that I was surprised because let's be honest, I didn't really do many hours of research. You guys were just like, want to do this? And I was like, sure do. But I felt very in control of my body still. It wasn't like when you get drunk and you feel like, what am I doing? Or when you get too stoned and you're just like, I can't move. I felt very much myself, just lighter.
Right.
But I was not hallucinating. At least I don't think.
No, not unless you would eat the whole bar.
I almost did. I almost did. I mean, no, I didn't. But I ate more than you and Carmen.
Yeah. And I feel like it's starting to become a lot more popular. They're doing more and more research on it. So it's interesting to see where it goes. And is it legal? Are we allowed to be talking about this right now?
I have no idea. I mean, I think, sure. But I feel like they have at, there's this place in town called Considerate Flowers that delivers the Delta 9, Delta 8 gummies. And there are a lot of loopholes that you can sell things legally here in Nashville, Tennessee that I don't understand how that's legal, but just plain old whatever the drug may be is legal. And that is for someone much smarter than me. I'm happy that these new rules exist because I feel like, I don't know, I had fun going on a hike with my friends, eating some chocolates, living my best life on a Sunday.
Yeah, and it was a fun hike, and that's what brought us here.
Oh,
and
God.
SamCat is now in a room with 4 gentlemen, 4
Shawn,
guys, 1 girl, and she's
don't
giving me the eye. She is giving me the eye right now.
Because I know where you're going with this.
Where am I going? You know where I'm going.
Okay, go ahead. Yep.
No, you go. If you know where I'm going, let's hear it.
Nope.
Come on, SamCat.
No, I think you're going to twist my words and use them against me.
No. I would never twist your words. I'm trying to have an open and honest conversation.
Boof.
I'm a guy. You're a lady. We're going to go back and forth.
Go ahead.
All right. Here we go. SamCat, the other day, she said that she categorizes men. Is it just here in Nashville?
Shawn, I am not doing this because you are already misconstruing my words.
No.
I did not say
I'm not saying it's a
men.
bad thing.
I did not say put men in
You're getting
categories.
defensive over there.
Because I know what you're doing and you're wrong. I already, whatever. Keep going. Go ahead.
All right. SamCat is categorizing the men into a few different categories. And I was like, I don't know if those are the categories that fit every single guy, which you then said, okay, I agree with you on that.
That's not what I said. Let's start over.
Okay, that's what I said. You take the conversation.
That's not what I said. The night before we went on a hike, Carmen and I sat on my couch and had ourselves a night. We went out to dinner. We saw you at the dinner. We went home. We hung out. We were giggly. We had eaten an edible and we were just talking about life. We were talking about relationships. We were talking about, Carmen and I are both single.
Yeah.
We were talking about how maybe when the new gym opens up, there would be more men my type at BC Gym. That is how this started. And I said, you know what, Carmen, I love your optimistic outlook. However, all the new guys that I have been meeting at BC seem to fall in some categories, and I'm not feeling like BC draws in the type of man that I'm attracted to and or is available to me. So that is how this started. You jumped in.
Is this exclusively?
In your shroomy mind, twisted my words and got all butthurt because you were like, oh, well, which category do I fit in? And I jokingly responded, meh, all of them. You could be the president of all of them. First of all, Booth, you're not even a new guy at boot camp, so you weren't on the table.
First of all, is this strictly exclusive to BC Gym or Nashville or the guys in general that you have met?
I would say that in this particular situation that Carmen and I, under the influence of an edible, were speaking of, was just about not even all of the men at boot camp, literally just the new ones that I have met recently. I go on the road.
She's so fired up.
Because you get under my skin. But I go on the road and I come back and there's always new people.
Okay.
So I'll walk into a class and I'm like, Jesus, I don't know anybody, which is a great thing. I'm not complaining about that.
Right.
But it's like, oh my God, I don't know any of them. So naturally you look around, I'm like, that guy's cute. And then it always happens that something happens and I get an ick. So I'm just like.
So let's hear your icks.
Okay.
Final four SamCat icks. Right into it.
Specifically at the gym.
No. Stop saying the gym. No, not the gym. Just in general.
Oh, just in general.
Yeah,
icks.
your icks. Top four.
If you wear shorts that cover your knees, why? I want to see your knees. I want to see your thigh.
Okay.
I mean, I don't want like your balls to fall out, but I like hoochie daddy shorts.
Then you like what I wear then?
Yeah, well, to an extent. Sometimes you get a little frisky with it, and I'm nervous.
Let's get a high five there. All right.
Hey, remember that one time in your life where you decided that it was a good idea to wear leggings down to one of your ankles, and then on your left side you cut it up to literally your left nutsack? And I stood by you, and I was your friend through that, and this is how you're going to repay me?
Do you see all the people now that wear a one-legged legging? Taylor Swift was wearing one on stage recently.
Are you high right now?
You
are not Taylor Swift, Booth. Oh my God. The confidence on this man. Number 3, listen, there is something to be said about basic hygiene, and I think number 3 would be check yourself, smell yourself.
Before you wreck
yourself. I don't think it's that hard. I do understand that if you're working hard, you're going to be sweating. I'm a sweaty Betty. I'm like one of the sweatiest gals in the gym. I'm not afraid of that, but I smell good. I make sure that I smell good. I take care of myself. I just don't understand how you can be halfway through a workout and smell like a Subway onion shop and not know that it's you. I don't know how you don't know.
Well, what if, some people can't help that.
Yes, they can.
No, they can't. If they sweat, what if their sweat just smells like pretty rough? They smell good going into class. They got fresh clothes on, then halfway through, they don't
Take a pit stop in the bathroom, watch the pits out. There's deodorant in there. You got spray deodorant in the men's bathroom, do you not?
Oh yeah, we got all the amenities at BC Gym.
So you can help it.
Okay.
I don't stand by that. These are grown-ups, by the way. These are grown-ass men. Number 2, actually number 2 and number 1, because I really only have 3 icks, and we're just gonna wrap this up, is I am very icked by uncoordination. And it is just something that you can't unsee. And this, I would say, is something that you can't help. Smell, you can help. You're either coordinated or you're not. And I do think that you can get better at it. But there is nothing like seeing a 6'4", nice looking guy walk into boot camp and having your dreams absolutely crushed because he simply cannot skip. He can't skip. He can't high knees. He can't disc throw. He can't bend at the hips. It is not something that I find attractive because inevitably we all know that the apocalypse is going to happen, and I need a partner that's going to make it through with me. And if you can't skip, we are fucked.
Hey, I agree with you on that one. I welcome all fitness levels and skipping capabilities, but I, in my lifetime, have always, if I see a girl that I'm attracted to and she fits the bill and we're hitting it off, and then I see her like try and run or something, and I'm like, oh.
Like Phoebe from Friends?
Yeah.
But
that's not something you can help.
I agree. That's what I'm saying. I don't know that it is necessarily something you can control. I do think it's something you get better at. But And if like I can't see your knees and you smell and you can't do disc throws, I'm like, get this guy away from me.
That's 1 and 2 right there.
Yeah,
So
those are my top 3. I don't really have 4, but
Okay.
everybody's gonna now say I'm mean and riled up and blah, blah,
They're
blah.
now going to say you're mean?
No, they're already saying that. I just added fuel to that fire. So
Yeah.
we're good.
There we go. Welcome to In the Booth.
What about you?
I think, man, I'd have to think really hard on this. I think my number 4 is people who say icks. I don't like that word. I think the ick word is starting to trend all over the place. I'm like, it's kind of icky to say icks.
What would your word be then? Because it's not necessarily turn off.
What happened to turn off?
It's not a turn off.
An ick's
though.
a turn off. A turn off's an ick.
See, but I think an ick doesn't have to have any sort of logical reasoning. Like there's no logical reason that I don't like long shorts on men. That makes no sense. There's no reason for that. A turn off is something that I feel like is more congruent with a red flag where there is more logical thinking behind it.
Right.
You know, like you can get an ick by the way someone sneezes. There's there's no reason for you to think that. So I do think that there are different definitions.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why it's its own word.
Okay. All right. I'll agree with you on that.
What's your number 3?
Oh, man. I'm going to say this might just be my 1, 2, and 3, just thinking off the cuff here. I'm very turned off by someone who thinks that they are really, really hot. And I feel like a lot of girls just think that they can get any guy they want because guys constantly throw themselves at them. And it's like there's a fine line of being confident, being beautiful, but also having respect and not just being like,
yes,
I can do this and I can do that. And it's like, no, you can't.
I agree with you. Yeah.
You know?
Do you think it is more attractive if a girl doesn't even know she's attractive? That
there's the whole like girl next door type deal.
Sure.
Right. Where I think they made a movie on that. She's All That.
I mean, they've made plenty of movies on that, but yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the whole concept is that this girl is beautiful naturally and she doesn't even know it. And then this guy is like, yeah, let's do it. That was basically how the movie went.
Remember when Dre said you could write movies?
Yeah. Not that one.
Did you explain that plot to her?
Yeah. Not that one.
Number 2?
Number 2. I don't know.
So it's not so fun being put on the spot for your final 4 with no prep, huh?
Let's think here. My number 2. Let me Google.
Then they're not your thoughts, boo.
I'm going to Google here. Top turnoffs for men.
In the gym.
Why are we exclusive to the gym right
Because
now, SamCat? We're not talking
You
about
brought up the shrooms
Number
hike.
1 was on Google, poor hygiene.
See?
Yeah. Being arrogant, being negative, indecisiveness, nagging, not appreciative, playing hard to get, poor grammar. Ooh, I don't like poor grammar. Talking too much makeup, complaining, dishonesty, disrespectful, drama, faking it, reckless behavior, rudeness, social media addiction, frequent complaints, desperation, not appreciative, entitlement, selfishness, irresponsible friends, laziness, playing hard to get, flirting with other people. Those are all pretty bad. Yeah, those are pretty rough.
Okay.
Yeah. You agree with any of those or?
I mean, I think that those could work for both men and women.
Yeah.
I don't think that's just particular to men, but I do think that women have a stereotype of maybe being more naggy. And I do think that that exists, but I also think that I wouldn't have to nag you if you did it the first 3 times I asked you. So I think there's a little bit of truth in both of those. Too much makeup, I think that's a personal choice. I feel like
too much makeup.
I feel like too much makeup would be an ick. There's no logical reason for you to not like someone wearing too much makeup. It's not your face.
Yeah, exactly.
So I feel like that's more of an
if
ick.
you
Like,
feel
oof.
comfortable, I don't think women should feel, and this is completely, maybe I might get blasted for this. And maybe
Add
I
it to
might
the
be
list.
wrong. Yeah, but I don't think that women need to wear makeup to the gym. But if that's how they feel and it makes them feel sexy, makes them feel good, strong, then go for it.
Look good,
I just
feel
don't
good.
want women to think that they're doing it for men at the gym.
Okay, that's fair.
Like, I mean, just all natural, girl. Like, if you want to come in all natural, fucking throw some weights around. And it makes me feel bad, though, because I also feel like Women feel like they have to. Is that correct or incorrect?
I mean, I'm sure, especially here in Nashville, I feel like there are so many beautiful women that even if you're not playing a negative game of comparison, you could be a little psyched out by someone who looks differently than you in the gym, and maybe you think they look better. So I could see how that plays into it, but I personally don't do that. I mean, you've seen me at the gym. I look like a homeless man. I wear t-shirts from college and I don't enjoy wearing makeup, but that's my personal choice. Like I said, I'm a sweaty Betty. It ain't cute when you have makeup running down your body as well as sweat. So I could see how you could get caught up in it though, with the matching sets, which don't even get me started on the one piece and nobody's titty pops out. I still don't understand how that works. But I think that is very Nashville.
I think it's everywhere.
I don't know, but I just know that I would be willing, I don't have a statistic on this, but I would say that we have the most influencers per square footage in this town than any other city. Would you agree?
Yeah, that's probably accurate.
Because
it's like a mini LA, everybody says.
Yes, but it's a mini LA with less acting and music.
Right, just influencing.
Correct. It's literally Instagramming or bacheloretting and bacheloring and Kristen Cavallari's show and like those reality TV shows that I feel like then they got done with the show and all moved to Nashville. Guess what? Those people work out. So they show up to your workout class and they look done up and they looked like an influencer.
No, I wouldn't say my workout class. I wouldn't say that's a place that's all influencers go.
We have influencer looking girls at boot camp, no?
Sure, we got a handful.
Yeah. But I also think the demographic of your gym has changed drastically over the last 5 years.
Absolutely.
And so I think it lends itself to maybe a more wide range audience now.
Right. Not a big one piece girl.
It's not the one piece. I'm saying like the matching set.
Yeah,
I think they're cute. No, I think they're cute. I'm not hating on them. I just simply, like I said, look like I crawled out of the back of a dumpster when I leave the gym. So I don't know that investing, because those sets are expensive as well.
Yeah.
I don't know that that is top of the line investment for me. So I wear t-shirts that I cut off from literally 2010 that say Central Michigan Gymnastics on them and really put them through the ringer.
That's right. Hook 'em horns.
That's
jib 'em jabs. What is it?
Fire up chips.
Fire up chips. All right.
Okay.
Same thing.
Close.
Yeah. Okay. Those are some mix.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, taking a kind of a 90-degree turn here.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about your significant other going on Instagram and just liking other girls' photos?
So I think it drastically depends on who and what photo. I don't know that I would mind if it was like a mutual friend that posted a photo and they're at a wedding or whatever it may be, and my boyfriend or my significant
like
other
hanging out on the beach or in her.
I mean, no, if it's like an ass shot, I'd be like, you don't get enough of that at home. I don't know that I would like that. I also would love to be a petty bitch and dress exactly like that and then post a picture of myself doing that. And then if he had a problem with it, be like, oh, but you liked it when Rachel did it.
Ooh,
that's the type of shit I'd pull.
damn,
but
Rachel.
you know, don't fuck with me, I won't fuck with you. I also just feel like put yourself in my shoes. I try to be empathetic towards any sort of relationship, whether it's business or personal or romantic. So if some guy was posting a thirst trap, would you want me to comment on it and like it? Or would you like me to just keep scrolling?
I feel like it's a unspoken rule.
I just also think that it's not, I'm not naive to assume that men, even if they are committed to me, don't look. You know what I mean? Like, you can look, just don't touch. But I think some girls are like, oh, don't even have girlfriends, don't even talk to them, don't look at them, don't have them on Instagram. I think that's a little wild. I think that's a little insecure. It's not really my style. But you know, it takes all kinds of kinds, baby.
It does. Takes all kinds of kinds.
Are you a jealous type?
I can get jealous.
What sets you off?
I don't think jealous is a bad thing. Not like super jealous.
You're not like a controlling jealous?
No.
You ever tell a girl what she should and shouldn't wear?
No.
Your girlfriend? You're like, yeah, you gonna wear that out with your nipples?
Yeah. Well, I don't want the nipples out.
Well, would you say that? Like if your girlfriend came down and it was sheer. No. If she's wearing like a sheer top, you can see straight through it. Or those dresses that are really popular, that's sheer. And then you can see like the black high-waisted underwear and the bra underneath it. You'd be like, yeah, that's hot. You should wear that out.
I need to see a photo. Like
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
you can see
her body, but she's wearing a dress, but it's see-through.
I gotta see it. I need an example. SamCat.
Use your imagination, Booth. Close your eyes. Imagine a woman.
Yep.
Okay. She's wearing black high-waisted underwear. Cheeky.
Yep.
Butt cleavage is out.
The cheeks. How much cheeks out?
They fat ass.
Okay.
Thick with 3 C's.
But it's covered by
But it has a dress that's over it. Like, like a mesh material. She's also got one of those bustier black bras on.
What bra? A bra.
Like a push-up bra.
Okay.
Nice and perky.
Yep.
Whatever your preferred hairstyle is, she's looking hella fine. But she ain't going out with you.
Okay.
You telling her to change.
I'd say, hey, come here to my bedroom real quick.
I was going to say, I don't know how much more.
Come here to my bedroom real quick, and then you can go out.
Visualization I should put out here. Sean's squirming in his seat. This is not a PG episode. Sorry.
This is not a PG episode. No, I think she feels good. It's like, I know she's going to be coming home to me.
Okay.
So.
I agree with that statement.
Might let her know beforehand, like, hey, let's hang out, and then you can go out.
Hey, let's hang out. And by that, I mean, how you doing?
Yeah. That's interesting. Are you jealous?
I would not say that I'm a jealous person. And I do think that it has gotten me almost in trouble on the opposite extreme, where then guys think that I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I need to be like a little more jealous. It's not, jealous isn't the word though. I think I need to be a little more verbally communicating with them that I'm still there and I'm still interested, because I do feel like sometimes I kind of take a back seat and I'm like, you're going to do what you want to do. And it kind of comes off like I don't care in a bad way, where it's more like, I don't really care. You're going to live your life. Like you said, you're going to come home to me, or you're not. But how am I going to affect that?
Yeah, but jealous, you're out one night, you're having drinks, and you see your man up at the bar just like right next to this girl, and they're like laughing and giggling. You're not going to get a little jealous? You're going to feel something. Yeah, you are.
Here's the thing. She's not me. She can try all she wants, but she's not me.
Okay, I feel like that's like the, politically correct answer.
No, I actually truly feel that way. I think that you're vastly underestimating how weird and how outspoken and how quote unquote too much I've been my whole life. So I'm confident in who that is. And like I said before, if that girl is going to deter you and you're going to do something that's not respectful to our relationship, it doesn't really matter if I'm there or not, or if I see it or not, that's you.
Okay.
And I truly, truly feel that way, because I've been in relationships where I've tried to almost control it a little more and I feel like be more jealous, and it turned out the exact same way as me being carefree and not caring and him still cheating on me. So it doesn't matter what I do. It's the person. Is that politically correct? I don't know, but it's how I feel.
Yeah, it's true. If they're going to do it or whatever, act on it, then shit, that ain't your fault.
Right.
It's not your problem anymore.
I guess as I've gotten older too, I've really tried to just, it sounds so cliche, I don't even want to say it, but just be me.
Right.
And be what feels the best for me. What's the best for my emotional health and my mental health, my heart. And if I'm not the best version of myself, then the relationship isn't going to work anyway. So I kind of have tried to leave the feelings of needing to be jealous or controlling or persuading my partners by the wayside, because it's not going to ultimately affect the outcome anyway.
That's fair.
Does that answer your question?
It does, yeah.
Okay. I think that there is a time and a place that men and women can be friends. And
of course,
there are more times and places that they cannot. So I think, and that's coming from someone who has a lot of great male friendships, but I have a lot of great male friendships because boundaries are clear.
Yes.
And they are respected. My mood, which I have done before to one boyfriend in particular, he was exceptionally better looking than the rest of the guys I've dated, I would say. We were at a bar playing pool. He's with his friend. I can't play pool for shit, so I'm off on the side with our other friends, not really paying attention. But I see this girl. She's beautiful. She's very good looking. Flirting with him, very openly flirting with him. And he's kind of not trying to be mean back to her. I feel like he kind of felt uncomfortable because he knew that I was there and didn't want me to think that he was engaging. But I was like, hey, you don't have to be weird about it. You can just interact with her or whatever. The night goes on or the game goes on, and she just cannot take a hint. So I walk up, I say nothing.
As SamCat cracks her knuckles over here.
No. I walk up and I say nothing. I just step next to him. I put my arm around his neck. I look directly at her, smile, look at him, open my mouth and lick the entire side of his neck up to his hairline, looked back at her, and I walked away. Guess what? I'd say that's the human version of peeing on your territory. And she smiled. It wasn't mean. It wasn't malicious. I didn't say anything to her. I just, I got my point across and we were all good.
Wow. Bold move. That's a CapCat move right there.
That is a CapCat move.
I like that. That could go one or two ways. It's like, okay, yeah, that's pretty hot, or whoa, she's really crazy.
I'm a little bit of both. I'm hot and crazy.
Damn. Put that on a t-shirt.
Put it on my headstone.
Okay. You're hot and crazy on the headstone.
Yeah, I mean, I hope.
Chuck Wicks just wants to date.
Yeah.
Google me.
Google me. No, don't put that on my headstone, but you know.
Okay. How'd that relationship end up?
He had sex with the maid of honor when we were in a wedding together.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Another 90-degree turn.
There we go. That girl, when I was talking about, because I'm crazy, I think guys fall back on calling women crazy if they.
I agree.
I think it's more of like an easy out without them having to take accountability for maybe you contributed to her being crazy.
Right.
However, I do think there's some crazy bitches out there. But I will say in this particular instance, we went to college together. And when we first started dating, I was like, I don't really trust this girl. I don't really like the way she interacts with you in a very non-crazy manner. I was just like, I don't feel good about this. And I asked him, I was like, have you ever had a past with her? Because I'm feeling weird vibes. He explained it was nothing, blah, blah, blah. They never dated, but it was college. Lord knows whatever. I'm like, all right, I don't need to know. I just wanted to kind of get my bearings when I'd walk into a room with her. Flash forward 6 years later, we went to a wedding. Guess who he went home with? And you mean to tell me that I was crazy? I called it from 6 years ago.
Okay, let's talk about this. Welcome to therapy.
Okay.
How are we feeling over there?
I'm feeling great. Why? What is happening? I feel like you guys are all conspiring around me. Like, we got a new guy in the corner who's just been giggling, and like, I genuinely think
we need a camera pointed at him. His facial expressions over there are fantastic.
I don't understand what I did wrong. I feel like that was just something that happened. You've never had something like that happen?
No, not a girl that I was with at a wedding for a long committed relationship. Go home and bang one of the groomsmen. Never happened to me.
I'm really happy for you because that does not feel good. I'll tell you that.
Yikes. Where were you?
I was at the wedding.
Yeah. What were you like on the dance floor doing the Macarena?
Oh, no,
still?
It was after the wedding. It was after party. We had gotten in a fight. Both of us had like a bottle of Jack Daniels each. So you can imagine how great that fight was. And it was probably so dumb. And I basically said to him, I'm going to go to bed because this is stupid. Yeah. And we're not going to solve anything. And I woke up the next morning to a text on my phone from a friend of a friend who notified me of the happenings that happened once I passed asleep.
you probably
I felt like I passed away.
Yeah.
That was actually the most, like, I think in shock I've ever been. That was not a fun day.
Damn, I'm sorry. That's terrible.
Hey, it propelled me to move to Nashville and start a new life. So I think that some gray clouds have silver linings.
That's a terrible feeling, especially being super hungover and drunk still.
Mm-hmm.
I mean.
And I was in the middle of nowhere, Michigan.
So you woke up in the bed by yourself and you're like, hey, where's my man?
I had already had a text from my best friend that said, Shay, I need you to call me. And I was like, oh God, who died? Turns out it was me. Remix. Wasn't expecting that. I had to go to brunch with them the next morning.
All of them?
She was the first person I saw.
Wait. So back this up for me. You get a text that says, Shay Cat.
Yes.
Call me.
Yes.
You call her.
Yes.
And she's like, hey.
So-and-so and so-and-so slept together last night. Just
want to let you know.
She was.
This was before you even talked to him or knew where he was.
Yes, that is correct. Traveled through the grapevine very quickly.
Then you hung up and you were like, where is this motherfucker?
I called him and I said, you have got to be fucking kidding me.
And then he's like,
And he was like,
in a daze.
Yeah. And then I hung up on him. I was like, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
I called my parents.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Mr. Cat.
Mom. Like I couldn't even, I feel like that's when it hit me was when I talked to my mom.
Yeah.
And I was, like I was saying, I was in the middle of nowhere, Michigan. We were not near any airport or anything. I was like, I've got to get out of here. You've got to get me out of here.
How close to Howell, Michigan were you?
Buddy, I don't know. I was fighting
lived
for
there
my
for
life.
a year. Howell and
Well, you weren't there to pick
Brighton.
me up.
I wasn't. I would have though. Just
Thank you.
I would have picked you up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My very best friend, who is a male, his name is Matt, and he was there with his wife, and they were the tag team I didn't know I needed. She followed me in my rental car. He got in my rental car with me, was talking to my dad. My dad had got me a flight. Matt drove with me to the airport to make sure I didn't drive off any cliffs. In Michigan, you know, they're very scary. Got to the airport, flew to Dallas, cited a family emergency, called out of work, laid on my parents' floor for about a week and a half. Was the worst time of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And every night I would sit out by a fire with my dad. And the first night, we didn't say anything to each other. Second night, not much. Third night, whatever. About 5 days in, he had finally gotten me to start speaking again, start eating again. He said, what would make you happy? And I said, I want to move to Nashville. He said, okay. We rented a truck the next day, flew to Florida, packed up my shit, moved to Nashville.
Damn. Just, another reason why Mr. Cat's the GOAT.
Mr. Cat is the GOAT.
And that's, the highs and lows of life. That was a very low,
That was
which
the
led
lowest.
you to a very high and a new life.
I do have to say, I know it's cliche that like, good things come after the worst and blah, 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 and whatever variation of those quotes you want to say. But I do think that if I had not gotten so low and felt like I did lose everything, I wouldn't have taken a breath or taken the time to kind of do self-inventory to figure out what I truly wanted. And I didn't know what Nashville held. I just knew I needed to be here.
Yeah.
And I was right. And I think it made me tougher. I know people say I'm tough and I'm easily angered and all those things. It's like, no, I'm just passionate. I say exactly what I think and exactly what I feel. And sometimes that's brash and sometimes it's abrasive and it rubs people the wrong way. But I have leaned into who I am even more so since that breakup. And then the pandemic, it's a lot of time with just your thoughts, did a lot of work. And now I like who I am. I'm not easily rattled. And I dare some bitch to go home with my boyfriend. Synchronized clapping.
All right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. That's the greatest comeback story I've ever heard.
I actually was like way emotional. Okay. To bring it all back to the beginning, when we went on a shrooms hike,
yeah,
I felt like it made me more emotional. And I don't mean that in like the world is ending way. I mean it in like such a caring, open, empathetic way. And I loved that because I do have that side of me, but I don't think many people get to see it because I am like the Kool-Aid man busting through a room at all times. Hello.
I see it.
Empathetic side?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I feel like.
I think it's a big front, big tough SamCat.
See, but I don't like that. Don't say that about me because it's not a front.
I regress.
It's not a front. It is a version or a layer of who I am.
Yeah, but underneath that layer is a very
choose your words
wisely. Empathetic, kind, loving, gentle human being. And I have to remind people that.
I think, here's the thing though. Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Because if I'm at the gym and say, you've been there basically as long as I have, 5 years. We've gone through trainers and coaches, bunch of new people, thousands of people have been to those doors. Some people are like, what's wrong with that girl? Or I can't get a read on that girl. She seems really mean. She's not mean.
I get told that I'm hard to read a lot.
Yeah.
Here's my retaliation to that. And I've sunken in and really dug my heels and I will die on this hill.
Yeah.
Now that I've done the work on myself and I like who I am, is not everybody deserves access to that layer of me. If I'm going into the gym to get a workout done.
Layer.
What?
So it is a hard layer at the top. When you say, so you're like, yeah, you don't deserve that soft layer. So I'm going to protect myself like a turtle.
Sure.
Get a hard shell.
Yeah, but I don't like walk into gas stations and be like, fuck you. Like, I'm not that guy. You're painting me like I'm a mobster and I'm going to like, no. I just think that I hold myself accountable, but I also hold the people around me accountable. And I think that you shouldn't be an open book right off the bat.
Right. I'm the same way.
If I'm hard to read, okay, I'm hard to read. Like, I don't take offense to that, I guess is what you're saying. But I do wish that more people didn't feel like offended by that.
I don't think they feel offended. I think you're just hard to read. I'm probably the same. I don't give off that, like, I'm not letting them get to that soft layer right out of the gates.
But I also think that you and I both have the ability, well, more me than you, but ability to walk into a room and get the party started, and I can be everybody's friend.
Yeah, I just need a few shots.
No, I don't even need the shots. That's what I'm saying. Like,
oh yeah, I'm the
I
opposite.
can't do that.
Yeah.
But that's, again, another layer of me. It's like, why do I have to cater me to you?
You don't.
Exactly. But then if you don't, then people are like, oh, that girl, she's too much. I am. Find less.
Find less. Hell yeah. CapCat. What's the old ball and chain up to these days?
What one are you calling me?
The one who banged the maid of honor.
Oh, I don't know where he is. I have no idea. Yeah. I ripped a necklace off my neck, threw it at him and said, take a good look. This is the last time you're ever going to see me. Turned around and walked away. I think he's married. I mean, I'd imagine. But I very much blocked, deleted, like out of sight, out of mind. I really needed to recover from that. It wasn't just like a breakup. It was like life changing in the least dramatic way to say that, but also in the most dramatic way. So I have no idea.
How does it make you feel, like, knowing that he might be married?
I hope that he is better to her than he was to me. And I think...
sounds like a country song right there.
What can I say? I work in the industry. But I do really feel that way. And I also, now that I've had time to become who I want to become, we would have never worked.
Yeah.
We weren't right for each other. Yeah. So it's like, if he walked through the door right now, I'd be like, hey, like, I nothing him. I think that
it would be weird though. Your heart would race for sure.
Yes. I mean, 100% just because I'm human, but I don't know that I would feel anything positive or negative. I feel like it would just be adrenaline. Exactly. Because I think it's weird.
You'd be like, whoa.
Kind of caught off guard.
Yeah.
But I think the true sign of healing is that you nothing something. Is that you don't love it, you don't hate it, you feel no type of way, you nothing it. I don't think about him, I don't wish him well, and I don't wish him bad. Yeah. You do you, bud.
You do you.
Good luck out there.
Good luck. Yeah.
What about you?
What about me? What
about you? Do you wish your exes well? Do you feel some type of way?
Yeah, no, of course I do. I feel like it's at that point, like you said, where you don't feel anything anymore. Mm-hmm. You move on. Like my ex, I just heard that she's now broken off her engagement, and, you know, it makes me feel like, damn, hopefully she figures out what she wants and can get to a place where she's happy. And I know it's obviously very tough to go through a breakup and then putting it out there for the world to see, like we've talked about before. That adds a whole nother layer. So I'm like, yeah, I feel for that.
Yeah.
And we are proud of you, CapCat. We just need to find you a boyfriend. We're going to do that.
Why, Shawn? Why can't I just
We're going to have a show where we're just going to do some speed dating.
Is Theo Von going to be there?
Ooh, big Theo Von girl.
I would
Is he your number one?
Shawn, you and everybody who's listened to this podcast.
Sexual type of being. I'm saying number one, you want him in that chair where you're sitting where we could pick his brain. That's number one. It's a tough brain to pick.
Yeah.
I would love Theo Von.
But that is why I love him. Like, I mean, listen, I don't know him. He could be the worst, but I think he makes me giggle. And I think that he thinks outside the box. And like I've said before, I really appreciate people who are who they are, whether it fits the narrative or not. Like, I love a weirdo. And he is a fucking weirdo. And I love it.
He is uncancelable. That guy says whatever he wants.
Don't say that though, because I don't want him.
He cannot get canceled.
I love that though.
Yeah.
And I love his relationship with Joe Rogan. I think that's hysterical. Mm-hmm. I just think that he is a breath of fresh air in a very curated online presence that exists.
Yeah. He's definitely up there. My number one, I was thinking about today, who I'd want to have on the show, David Portnoy.
Oh, I would love that.
I think Dave Portnoy is an absolute genius.
He is.
And I feel like having a connection to him growing up in New England, like he's a Boston boy. I grew up in Connecticut. went to school in New Hampshire, started looking at their website when they had Smoke Show of the Day. Like I remember a few of us guys would like look at their website, Barstool Sports, and then it just blew up. So it's been wild to see what he's been able to do with that over the years. And I think he's another person who's unapologetically himself.
Love it.
Like people either love or hate him.
Mm-hmm.
And look what he's done with that company.
I think my respect for him grew so exponentially during the pandemic when he single-handedly helped small businesses more than any other human being on the face of the planet.
Not only that,
insane.
He single-handedly provided entertainment for the world.
Yes.
With his unboxing.
Yes.
Like everybody was watching David Portnoy during the pandemic.
Yes. Love him or hate him, you were watching.
Yeah. So he would be awesome to get here.
I would love Kris Jenner. You want to talk about taking the world by storm. What is that woman doing? She owns everything. She controls everything. She's more than a momager.
Yeah.
Say what you want about
controversy.
You say what you want, love them or hate them. The Kardashians, like they're still there.
Oh yeah, they kill it.
And she 100%. Is the reason they are.
Yeah.
That's a businesswoman.
I just got some of Kim's pre-workout. I was telling you about Kim-Aid.
Why haven't you brought me any yet?
Kim-Aid.
Kim-Aid.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's definitely a gym rat for sure. But I also would love Hulk Hogan because I feel like that guy.
The Hulkster.
Hulkamania. I was him for Halloween. Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother.
Let's end this episode with another Final Four, but you gave me the first one, so this one's just for you. Final Four, women's names you should avoid at all costs.
Oof.
Lay it on me.
Avoid as in like, you don't want to date these type of girls?
I think that this is up to your discretion here, Booth.
Okay. All right.
You're in the hot seat now.
I am in the hot seat. I'm going to start off with number 4 is avoid or be cautious of Kristins that use an I instead of an E. Kristin.
Ooh, that's very oddly specific. And why do you feel that way?
I don't know. It's not like I haven't dated one. Maybe no. Maybe no, man.
Have you been inside one?
SamCat. Jesus, this is PG rated here. Kristen with an I.
Okay, that's 4. What's 3?
Number 3, I'm going with names that end with like a Lee. I got like a Tenley, a Haley, a Kingsley, a Kaylee. Those ones are tricky.
Okay.
Be careful for those ones. Number 2, I've got Macy. I don't know. Macy with a Y. M-A-C-Y.
Okay.
And top 1 for me, I had avoid any and all Liz's. Liz's just to me sound like a crazy hairdresser.
There are a lot of women who do hair that are named Liz.
Are there?
I will give you that. I do. I feel like I know a handful.
But I feel like hairdressers in general, talk about some bold women.
Yeah, but they get all the tea because you sit down in their chair and they are like part-time therapists.
That's the problem too, is that you tell your hair, listen, ladies, if you tell your hairdresser anything going on with your life, she is then going to tell the next person sitting in that chair is going to go home and tell her friends. And then the next person in that chair is going to hear it. Like I hear stuff from people who are like, I heard this from this person and that hairdresser told me this. I'm like, girls, you better stop telling your secrets to your damn hairdressers.
Yep.
You can confirm.
I have heard things about myself, about you, about us, and about everything else in this town and outside of it from specifically the hair industry of Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
I have found out some things about myself that I didn't even know I did.
Yeah.
Because I didn't. But
like I found out that my ex and her fiance were breaking up a couple months ago through like hairdresser, through a Botox lady, through all this, who are telling other people that I know. So it's like, stop telling your secrets to these ladies.
I think it's just you sit down and you're there for like 3 hours. So you just, and you see your hair lady incrementally throughout the year. It is a friendship. How many times do
you actually see her?
Every time you get your hair done, Shawn. That's how it works.
I know, but you ladies get your hair done how often?
It depends on the lady. If you've got to move up your extensions like everybody in this town, it's weeks, not months. So
All right. Well, we'll end it there. Stop telling your secrets to your hairdressers. We love you guys. Thank you guys for the support. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you know any men that might be a good match for CapCat, send them our way. Send them to DMs. We're going to do a speed dating show soon. All right. So send me a resume with your favorite men. They have to be over 6'2".
No.
Don't lie.
Don't.
6'2". All right. Do you have a hair color preference?
No, I don't.
You don't?
No.
Okay.
No.
Athletic builds. We're looking for at least about a solid 210.
Preferably
210. And has a solid career and must live close to Nashville or willing to move to Nashville or wants to come here on the show. Send me
Is this a
the
job
resumes. Team on 3.
Sorry, Dad.